Beloved saints, today's 5-minute message of redemptive history is about Jaddua in the genealogy of the high priest from the 6th book of the Redemptive History series, the eternal high priest of the covenantal oath. When we look in Nehemiah chapter 12, verse 11 and verse 22, Jaddua was Johanan's son, and he was the 29th generation high priest in the genealogy. He was also the 6th high priest in the period of the post-exile. Moreover, Jaddua was the last high priest recorded in the Old Testament. He served during the reigns of Darius III, the last king of Persia, and Alexander the Great of Greece. No biblical records of Jaddua's works exist, but a few historical events are recorded in the writings of Josephus, the historian. Josephus writes that Jaddua had a younger brother named Manasseh, who married Nicaso, the daughter of Sanballat, the Samaritan governor. The elders of Jerusalem, fearing another wave of intermarriages with the Gentiles, opposed Manasseh serving as priest in the temple alongside Jaddua, for Manasseh was married to a Gentile. They warned that Manasseh should either get a divorce or refrain from approaching the altar. Jaddua was so enraged with Manasseh and drove him away from the altar. When Manasseh told his father-in-law of his intent to divorce Nicaso, Sanballat promised him that he would allow Manasseh to keep his priesthood. He also promised that he would appoint him governor of Samaria and build him a temple on top of Mount Gerizim, the highest mountain in Samaria, under the condition that he continued to live with his daughter. Thus, Manasseh drew closer to Sanballat and received the help of Alexander the Great to build a temple in Samaria. Manasseh then became the first high priest of this temple. Thus, Jews in the southern Israel and Samaritans in the north had their own high priests. Then the dissension between the Jews and the Samaritans grew until they stopped having any dealings with one another for a long time. We can know this through the conversation Jesus had with a Samaritan woman. John chapter 4 verse 9 states, "Therefore the Samaritan woman said to Jesus, 'How is it that you, being a Jew, ask me for a drink since I am a Samaritan woman?' For Jews had no dealings with Samaritans." Moreover, Manasseh maintained his marriage with Nicaso, the daughter of Sanballat. As a result, chaos ensued as many priests and people intermarried with Gentiles. This is all recorded in the writings of Josephus. Beloved saints, wrong choice of Manasseh divided the Jews. On the other hand, Jaddua obeyed God's command to stand on Alexander's side. As a result, Alexander readily accepted Jaddua's request to allow the Jews to continue living in accordance with their laws and customs. So Jaddua led the Israelite people with God's word centered around the Zerubbabel temple. Everyone, the name Jaddua means knowing. Like the meaning of his name, God knew another temple would be built in Samaria, which would divide the Jews. He knew Jews would intermarry with Gentiles and bring danger to the nation. Thus, he made Jaddua receive the help of Alexander the Great to preserve the faith of the people. I pray that we will not be like Manasseh, who was swayed by many factors to divide the people. Instead, let us be like Jaddua, who believed in God the right way and saved the people. I bless in the name of the Lord.